co-host Estancia. My name's Alan, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. In a way, this is a really monumental show. I mean, it's a show, it's the last show of the third season. We've done 39 live one-hour shows. The shows go all over the country. Actually, there's planned to have them shown in England. We're waiting for a response there. And just, we've had incredible guests, and it's been a wonderful learning experience for us all. But as I'm sure most of you know by now, that a show like this doesn't get on without the help of innumerable people. I mean, the amount of time and energy that goes into putting this show on is just extraordinary. The camera people, the director, the computer graphics person, the tape op, the floor director. I mean, there are about 15 people who are around the set now who are making this show possible. And it's just been an incredible experience to work together, to cooperate, to try to cooperate without ego, without any kind of power struggles, and to a large extent it's really worked like that, and we've really been fortunate to have such an incredible experience. And through these 39 weeks we've had just amazing guests, and guests who really have never been on television before, but they had a feeling that they wanted to come on this show, and they wanted to share their love and their gifts with you on this show and with us. And we've been really blessed to have that. And with all the guests, I mean, whether they've been channeling, whether they've been Ashtar commanders, whether they are the only disciples of Carlos Castaneda, whether they've been painters, or artists, or sculptors, or psychics. Really, the main message, and the message of this show, is about love. It's about, and the love is loving each other here, on Earth, at this time, and that is what this show is about, and I hope that that message and that experience has come through this show, because really, for all of us here, that's what it's been about, and we really hope that you had a feeling for that. And tonight, in that same way, we're feeling that we have a guest here who exemplifies working in cooperation and working in love, and is an artist of worldwide renown whose work has just inspired all of us to do incredible things. He was on the show before. He's done a soul portrait of me that I think is just fantastic, and you'll get to see it later. Arthur Douet, I guess he's known around the world as Douet. I call him Douet, but I don't know what that means. But and we're also going to have, I think we've mentioned it before on the show, we've done a highlight tape. We were in line to do, there's a new cable station forming that's supposedly a new age spiritual cable station, like an MTV, like an ESPN, called, what's the name of it?
Oasis.
Oasis Television. And they asked us to do a 10-minute highlight tape, so we put that together, and we just wanted to share that with you. And as a special gift tonight, Arthur Douet has agreed to do his magic on the set right here. We have a subject. He's going to do a soul portrait right on the set, and as he's doing it, we're going to intersperse the highlight tape with that, so that it should be really an amazing experience to see true artistic magic being created right before your eyes. So our hope is to come back in a couple of months. If you're watching this in Santa Barbara, if you're watching it other places, we'll be on next week or in a couple of weeks. But if you're watching this in Santa Barbara, we hope to be back in a couple of months with new shows and new experiences for you. But really, it's about love, it's about cooperation, it's about working together, and it's about really sharing whatever gifts we've been given with our brothers and sisters, with the trees and the dolphins and the oceans. We have to feel in some way that they are our brother, they are our sister, that they are one, we are one with them. And when we do that, then we won't foul the ocean, we won't cut the trees, not in the way we do it. So there's a real opportunity now, and we really have an extraordinary show for you tonight. So to start that extraordinary show, as we usually do at this time, actually we usually do it a little sooner, but I've talked longer than I usually do. We have Estancia leading us in invocation and meditation. Estancia?
Thank you. So maybe you can just take a breath with me and open up to receive the light from the heavens and experience yourself connected to the earth as we bridge heaven and earth once again tonight. And we call in the I Am that contains all the wisdom and all the love of all the masters. And we call forth to all of the archangels and to the Elohim councils and to all the light of God exemplified in all of the beings, including our own great selves. And we ask that tonight the heart be open and that the mind follow the heart, as always. We ask that every cell be open to the light and let go now of all the old programming, everything we've held before this moment. We ask to be in forgiveness, in peace, in unfoldment. We ask the Ascension Angels to join us tonight, and all the angels that we have been assigned to us. And we call forth to all of the Ascended Masters, the Cosmic Masters and the Planetary Masters, and ask for a great infusion of light this night and for always, that 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, that we would be connected to the entire God force and be lifted into our enlightenment, into our ascension, into the peace that's everlasting. We ask to be shown the ways to open to receive higher light thresholds. We ask to be shown in our sleep and in our waking hours all the ways to come to reenact the covenant between God and humanity, so that we can come to know our place, who we are, why we're here, and what we are to do on this great earth. And so we ask this night to be in love, to let all our fear leave us. If in this moment we could have the magic of letting fear go and letting only love replace all that's gone before, and be reborn in this moment, in this holy instant that's being given to us within the breath. And so maybe you can just close your eyes and hold the light as we ask to come in to our own divine plan. And close your eyes and meditate with me and let the light in. Thank you. And so right before I introduce our amazing guest tonight, just wanted to remind everybody that this coming Thursday, January 23rd, 1997, is a special day. Somehow the planets and the sun and the moon are coming into an alignment that's going to make a configuration in the heavens that is in the shape of the Star of David. And it's a Uranus and Neptune and Jupiter configuration or conjunction, along with the sun and the moon. And apparently, and I'm not an astrologist by any means, but apparently this time is a great lifting for spiritual evolution, and for it's like a revolutionary energy, a revolution through dissolution. So social orders that have been held in place that are no longer serving us can kind of disassemble, and lots of energies and patterns that we've held on to can begin to let go and be released now. It's a very, very intense and positive time. And people all around the world are going to be meditating at specific times and linking up, kind of like the harmonic convergence. And so what I heard was that 12:24 p.m. LA time, is the moment when the star is going to be shimmering, and that's the time to meditate for those in this area. And it's called a Gaia meditation, meditation for the earth. And so I'm just reminding you, and I hope that I remember at that time on Thursday, which is just a few days away, January 23rd. And we can possibly really make something happen as a group body. Anyway, tonight we have Arthur Douet once again. I discovered this man in a magazine years ago, and he took my breath away when I looked at his paintings of angels. And I was just opening up to angels then. And it was a wonderful experience for me to see someone who was connected in with that kingdom. And so I don't even want to talk about him because he speaks for himself and his work speaks for himself. And so I would just like to turn the cameras over to Arthur Douet, an angel himself.
Thank you, Estancia. Very kind of you. I have here sitting with me Lloyd. He's very, very kindly offered to pose for his portrait. And as you know, Lloyd is, you can see his physical form. But Lloyd is so much more than his physical form. There's this beautiful energy field around him and through him. And what you're looking at is only a fraction of who he truly is. And so I want to do this portrait sketch. I only have 20 minutes to do this sketch. So I always believe in starting by honoring the spirit, by asking for guidance. And so I want to attune myself to the energy flow that is funneling through him, because this is a high being. This is a high being. And there's an energy flow around him, and I can feel it from the instant I shook his hand. So I'm going to stand behind him and invoke and just honor that light that he is. Stand in the light that he is, in his auric energy field, and feel that essence, and then take that feeling and flow it into the drawing. So the drawing will reflect something of the divine nature that he is. And so this is what I would do, is simply to attune myself to listen with him to the song he hears. Thank you, bright and shining one. Thank you for coming into your physical form in this lifetime. Thank you for awakening from the nightmare of illusion and confusion, and for rising into your own divine God, Goddess. For as you emerge like a butterfly from a chrysalis, you spread your wings to fly and become who you truly are, the bright and shining one. But you're never alone. You're never alone. For wherever you go, there are beings working with you. Angel presence, angel power, hovering over us in this hour. Angel essence, angel light, holding us in your might. Come breathe with us. Whisper in our ears from timeless eternity. A bright and shining one sits in his light. The light is shining through him, reflecting back to him his own wonderful divine nature. He is forever. There is no beginning and no end, no birth and no death to who he truly is. That's the way it is. What I am now doing is allowing to flow through me what I am feeling in the energy field of Lloyd. He is a flowing energy field, flowing light energy. And within that energy field is his form. An infinitesimal part of who he truly is. Just look at me. Yes, there you go. They say the eyes are the windows of the soul. Yes, that's true.
Hello, on behalf of my co-host Wistancia, my name is Alan, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. I would say tonight we have a show of magic and wonder. It should be a really, really special show, and we're really excited about it. So just sit down, cool out, and whatever happened to you earlier in the day, let it go. Be here now. Be with this show. Be with the vibration of the show. And I think you'll really have a wonderful experience, because we're with old friends, we're with new friends, and there'll be really some special things happening. So as we do it this time to set a tone for the show, we'll have Wistancia lead us in an invocation and a meditation, and then we have really a lot of wonderful things to present for you tonight. So, Wistancia?
Asking to know ourselves and therefore know the highest, most high God that lives within the heart. So closing your eyes with me if you wish. Grounding our light down into the center of the earth, into the crystal that lies there. And sending our love and our light up into all the highest aspects of ourself, all the way to the great central sun, and all around us, connecting heart to heart and soul to soul with each other as we go within and enter a moment of silent meditation together. Thank you.
And we feel
I'm not just a human being.
Arthur, what are you experiencing when you're doing that? What does it feel like to you?
Well, what I'm engaged in doing an accurate drawing of the physical form, but at the same time I'm aware of the fact that this is but a fraction of who he truly is, that he is an energy field. He radiates an energy, and that energy goes beyond what's seen, what's touched, what's heard. And I draw in such a way that it would give a clue or a sense of timelessness, because that's what we truly are. We're timeless. The death really is a misnomer. Death only exists in the physical realm. And then we could very well call it transition.
Arthur, when you're sketching like that, do you get insights that come in words, or is it all in images about the subject?
It would be on my mental screen an image. It's not as if I'm seeing the movies outside of me. It's like a knowing. It's very, very subtle. A lot of what I pick up, I'm not conscious about. It comes through my hands. And I've been reminded of that a number of times.
Do you ever get any images or feelings about, you know, where Lloyd's come from, or where he spent a lot of his time as far as it as
oh
an
no,
essence?
no, I don't get those kind of specifics at all. For me, it's more of a simple statement of being, because regardless of where Lloyd has his prior origins before planet Earth, and I know that he's a high being, has been a lot of different areas of the universe. Regardless of where he has been, he is right now, in this holy instant, a pure being of light. And we call that the I Am presence.
Yeah, if people didn't realize it when we cut away before, that was the first section of the highlight tape. And I guess any minute now, while Arthur is working, we'll show you the second section of the tape, and we're going to break it up into a few different parts. So here it comes.
At that point, there is a series of transformations that go on in the body and around the body that begin to take us through what is the crucifixion, which is the releasing, really, the dissolving and the dissolution of that which is no longer serving us. So it's a kind of a death, but I hate to use that word. It's just a letting go of all that is not in harmony with the Christ vibration, which is not just something that's coming to me. This is written about in Hopi prophecies. This is written about, scientists are talking about the coming in of the photon belt, some things which we'll get into in a little while if you'd like to. Yeah. But basically, the crucifixion is the letting go of the old and the past and the play of the ego. And the egos had to have a play in order to survive, in order to make it this far in the world. There had to be a kind of a separation, and that's part of the mastery of this planet, to go through separation, to go through actually negativity, and to master negativity, and to come on top of it, and to realize that we have a dominion in this world. It's a very interesting planet to choose to be incarnated on.
You'll notice in most of my paintings beams of light, bright planets, because where I went into was, like you described earlier, like a kingdom. It was like something I've never even seen on TV before. But these figures, there was millions and millions of these figures getting inside tubes of light that were going towards bright planets. Now, I've read about near-death accounts since where people have gone down and saw the tunnel of light. I didn't experience that.
Right.
Because every time I tried to get into the tube, like these other angels, they were going into the tubes and in single file going up to the bright planet. As I tried to get in, I would bounce away.
Wow.
I kept bouncing away, and that's when I woke up in the hospital.
Precious body.
Now I know, Arthur, when you did the soul portrait of me that I think the audience saw before, and I know we'll show later, you added color. Do you add color last? Is that the last thing you add?
Well, there won't be very much, there's not only a smattering of color tonight if I have enough time.
Yeah, but if you
Yes.
did a full-on one, that would be one of the later things, or would you start with color?
No, I would definitely start with a charcoal sketch and then go into color. Yeah.
Do you enjoy more doing these soul portrait type works, or you're, more like, general just pieces of art? Do you prefer either one, or is it the same for you?
Well, when I'm able to do a soul portrait and I can really create what I'm seeing and feeling in that individual universe, because every person is a little individual universe with a central sun. And when you can get into that individual and really feel the universe within that individual, then it becomes a cosmic painting, it becomes a cosmic picture.
So you would say your experience is almost the same doing both, if you're in tune with the subject and in tune with whatever you're painting.
That's correct, yes. That is correct, yes.
It's really an amazing likeness.
Oh, thank you.
Last rest upon earth, I feel you searching for the party that was there upon your birth. In all my efforts I will find you, like a dream that I awoke from long ago. I was young like
This is a unique lifetime, and we've all known this for a very long time, but this is the ultimate culmination of everything that we have been preparing for, working toward, going through our challenges for. And the unique thing about this particular time is that we're in the middle of an unusual experiment, different than has ever happened in any other solar system in any other time frame or dimension. Never has a planet that's this contaminated with negativity been given an opportunity to move forward this quickly in the light. And the reason this was allowed is because it was seen by all the company of heaven that there would be a time when, after our thousands of years of preparation, we would be able to come into the physical plane and fulfill this moment and awaken to our divine mission and accomplish it.
I am ready for you to see.
So generally you start off with almost like a realistic portrayal of the person, and then you expand out from there with the vibrations that you're feeling about the person?
Well, actually, I started with the auric energies as I was feeling the flow coming through him. The flow of the auric energies. They're not very evident because I didn't give them a lot of form. But there's an energy flow that's all around him, and it's in every human being. That's why in in the first chapter of the Gospel of St. John, it talks about this is the light, the true light that lighteth every man that comes into the world. So everyone is lit. Everyone is lit by this light. And so that was what the first thing that I was doing was, I was alluding to the auric field of light around him.
Now when you do a full-on soul portrait, I mean, it takes you hours and hours and hours. I mean, we're really putting you on the spot here to do something in 15 or 20 minutes, right?
I'm afraid so.
Well, we like to do that. But and when you do one, it takes hours and hours, right? Like 10 hours or something?
Well, I have difficulty timing myself, because when I get into right brain, it's like I lose track of time.
Right.
You know, but I mean, initially in color, I start with 2 hours in color.
Right.
And then maybe another 7 or so, you know, to complete it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, Arthur's been staying, the last time he was here, he stayed at my house and he was working on them, and then he did one for me and one for Wisconsin. I know how long he takes on these, so
Yeah.
we're really getting a real treat to see him, you know, begin his process. It's really an extraordinary thing. And I think when you see the ones that are finished or almost finished, I mean, mine is here and it's finished, and then we have a few others. We have a book cover that Arthur's working on now for, I guess he'll tell you, a spiritual book of some kind. That's really extraordinary. So I think you'll see both of those and they're with color, so you'll get a better feel for Arthur's work.
Thank you. There's a lot of energy right here in the heart center that I can feel.
In the arms of this Christed energy that we are, and allow that.
There's gold too.
So you're experiencing a blue aura around Lloyd at this moment?
Yes, I'm feeling a lot of blue energy around him, and it's his spiritual sensitivity, it's his loyalty to his highest ideal, it's his dedication to the highest that he feels within his consciousness, and he honors the highest in himself. And this blue sketchy can be smoothed out to give a sense of radiance.
Oh, that's really beautiful. That's so beautiful.
I didn't know you looked so good, Lloyd.
We're working now with the golden energy, and gold is a color of refinement and wisdom.
So how come you're putting it on Lloyd's?
Well, I guess I just feel it there coming through him. At this, you know, in this kind of lighting, you can't see the true colors.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I understand. Even you sometimes make a mistake. Nah, I doubt that.
There's this white light also, which is symbolic of the purity of the God self. And this is shaft of light coming right through the crown of his head.
How come I didn't have any?
Lloyd, you're going to really like this. You're going to want to complete it too. It's so beautiful. Wow.
Actually, if you're watching in Santa Barbara, January 17th, Douet is going to be staying at my house till like Tuesday, you know, over the weekend. So if anybody interested in getting soul portraits done or finding out or talking to Douet when he's giving workshops or anything like that, please call. It's 687-2053 in Santa Barbara. And actually, if anybody's seeing this, you know, in different parts of the country, call me and I can put you in touch with Douet. And then it's 805-687-2053 because, you know, from a picture or something like that, Douet can do incredible things. So
it's really magnificent.
Thank you. Thank you, Wistancio. Well, at this point in time, because our time is going, I'm wrapping it up with a few quick strokes to bring about a finishing of what I'm trying to convey, which is the white light of the I Am presence through and around this beautiful being.
So, in other words, if for some reason Lloyd wanted you to finish it, so you got inspired to finish it, it would take you to finalize it like you do for other soul portraits. It would take another 10 hours or 8 hours or something.
Yes, to refine it, refine it like I did here with yours.
Right.
Or with some of the others that you see around here. Yeah. Or the one behind you right next to you.
Yeah, we'll show that when you get to the set. Yeah.
But even just like that, Arthur,
it's unbelievable.
It's totally gorgeous.
It's
well, thank you very much. I appreciate
it's
that.
So beautiful.
I knew we were going to create magic on the set tonight.
Thank you.
Aww.
So I guess whenever we're ready, we'll show the end of the set and then the end of the highlight tape, and then Douet will come on the set and we could talk to him and.
Into the omega point of return, into homecoming. And this we say in the name of the Christ. Amen and amen, and so it is.
Something was awakened in me, connecting me with the angels, giving me the impetus to do something, to paint in such a way that I could express their reality so that angels would no longer be on pedestals, but that we could connect with them in a real way.
Right.
You know, brothers and sisters.
Right. So now we're back on the set with Arthur, and so it's been really an extraordinary experience for me. So how do you feel when you're doing it? I mean, is it just like do you feel like tremendous bursts of energy while you're doing it?
Not necessarily. No, it's very subtle, and I always believe in opening up the mind, you know, and just allowing. So there's not really it's not a lot of emotion, you know, it's just allowing, just getting the mind out the way, the little monkey
Right.
little thoughts that...
Right. So just like clearing yourself. You try to clear out and let whatever comes through
That's
comes
true,
through.
yeah.
Do you remember the very first soul portrait that you ever did, ever? Do you remember that?
No? I'm sorry.
I mean, I can remember the very first time.
He did before Alzheimer's set in, and then it was...
The very, very, very first time that I channeled, or the very first time I did certain things, and sometimes there is like an excitement. There's more, because almost a nervousness or something that comes in. But then, as you refine it, it's more normal, almost natural.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about this? This is the one that was. This is the book cover that they're seeing now.
Yes. And that book cover is in process. It's not finished yet. It's an unfinished piece. And what I'm showing is the becoming of full stature of the divine being that we are. Just like the body starts off as an embryo, a little baby becomes an adolescent, and then grows into full adulthood with full strength in the prime of life, so it is with our soul growth. We become that which we are. The seed becomes the tree.
Exactly.
So you do these, I mean, you just finished with, you did a whole family. I mean, sometimes whole families say, you know, and their walls are covered with Douets, right?
Yes.
That's amazing.
That does happen sometimes.
And you also just finished a calendar for '97, right?
Yes, I have a calendar. As a matter of fact, it's right here.
Oh, are we fortunate?
Happens to be.
It just happens to be
It
here.
happens to be on the table.
Well, this is the front of the calendar here.
It's steady.
And then I want to flip and show you what it looks like inside. This is a well-known composition here. It's called the Cosmic Flower. The Cosmic Flower.
So these were all original paintings you did, and then they were made into lithographs, and they were made into the calendar.
Right.
And they're all lithographs, and they're all available as big lithographs. I have some up in my house. I forget. I have like March, I think, up in my house.
March. Oh, yeah.
My family loves that. My brother has one, and my parents have one.
Oh,
I bought. Remember, I got 3 from you, and then I framed them and sent them out.
Inner Space.
Inner Space. Yeah, that's my favorite. Yeah. And how about this soul portrait? We could show one. I don't know if we can get it on camera right away.
I hope you can, because this woman just radiates a beautiful piece about her.
And this is the one where it's like this is basically a full soul portrait.
That's correct, yeah, in full color. And I saw her like that. This represents the flower of her soul opening its petals. The soul awareness opens up like a flower, and it looks in the picture, it looks like a lei. And down here, around here, you see the energy of the divine presence flowing through her like a river. She's a healer.
She's a Reiki master.
Chiropractor, a healer, a Reiki master, and so forth. Yeah.
The eyes. You always are so incredible with the eyes. Except my eyes are shut, interestingly enough.
And you see right here above her head, this represents her crown chakra area up here. The violet and the gold around there. Yeah. There you got it. Yeah, that's the 7th chakra above the head.
It's beautiful.
Oh no, the 8th chakra above the head. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, now let's show mine. And I remember Arthur was talking about that the windows are the eyes to the soul. Now watch mine. The eyes are closed. Now I want to know, with the dark glasses, now his soul portrait. Well, I love it. I think it's incredibly beautiful, and it really means something to me. I mean, it's more a meditative pose.
Yeah, meditative.
Because I'm such a meditative person on some level.
You really are.
Right, I understand.
And you believe in that oneness, and so that's why I did that opening in you.
Right.
That you can see the universe right through you. Yeah. You're closing your eyes because you're closing the sense portals so that you can see within.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And here I am again. So yeah, and then I think around the set we have all different ones of Arthur's work that I think we'll see, and they're, you know, really extraordinary pieces of work, and they are all available as lithographs. And you know how to reach me. I say it over and over again, 805-687-2053. So for you, I mean, actually we were talking about this earlier. I have this feeling like, you know, some of these pieces you haven't really done in a long time. Is there any reason for that? Just because you've been doing so many soul portraits? Or because it's hard for you, you know,
really
like
busy.
Been really busy with soul portraits and things like that? Because I just keep hoping, when are you going to do like more originals that are, you know, like, you know, more spontaneous rather than a soul portrait kind of?
Universal paintings.
Yeah, universal.
That's the term I use. Paintings that are done just for love, and so that you can give a message to the world, not because of a commission, you know,
right,
but because you have a message to convey, to flow out to the world.
Wow, that's so powerful.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is.
And now we're obviously watching the one that Douet did in 15 minutes on the set of Lloyd.
You are really fast.
Well, I tried my best to cover the ground in the 20 minutes.
Right.
I know I took a little more time to do the meditation, but I felt like I wanted to really honor the inner light that he is.
Well, it's important for you to feel his vibration and energy to get the flow right. So you almost have to take a certain amount of time to do that, right?
Yes, that's true. And I guess it's not really a matter of how much time.
Right.
It's just just going with the flow of what I was feeling. Yeah. Were there any of these shown, the lithographs?
Well, I think they're ready now.
Oh,
yeah.
the lithographs.
Oh, that's a beautiful.
What's the name of that one?
This is the Angel of Inspiration, or the Angel of Artistic Creativity. And it was seen in Egypt, one of the temples of Egypt.
Is that on one of the calendar months? I don't remember seeing that one.
Yes, it's in the calendar.
It is in the calendar. That one is too in the calendar. So a lot of these that we're seeing, not the soul portraits, but what you would call the universal, those are the ones that were put in the calendar.
Yes,
and this was the first year, the 97. But the plan is to do a 98 and just continue.
Yes, that's what I envisage.
Here's the Isis one.
This is the Isis.
This is the one you get.
The Earth Mother.
Yeah.
This is the one that what?
This is the one that you gave me. It was the one I chose.
Oh,
I love this so much.
The Isis with the moon above her, the spiritual moon, and the physical moon in her area of the thymus and the.
That's such a perfect picture.
Do you miss doing those universal ones? I miss you doing those, I've said 13 times already, but do you miss doing them?
My sole mission is to continue on this path and not to be deflected from it. To maintain that focus and to continue to do the greater works, the greater paintings, and not just the smaller.
So actually you told me earlier that somebody's commissioned you to go to Bali to do work.
Bali, yes, I would love to go to Bali and do the angels of Bali. This is the angel of the Great Pyramid of Egypt, yes.
So you would do like, almost like an angel of different, you know, an angel of the pyramids, angels of Bali, I mean, but there are people who want to, you know, work with you to do that, right, at this point?
Yes, these people, they love my work. They're like the angels of Egypt. This is the angel of the Great Pyramid. And which I didn't see humanoid features. I just saw the energy coming down like a spiral. I was inside of the king's chamber in 1984, and that's the impression I got of that particular angel. There were no wings with feathers. There were no humanoid features. It's just this radiant light that was creating a spiral of energy. A lot of people have confirmed that in their own visions.
I could tell you that my experience of angels is that they don't really look like us. Only when we need them to look like that, or for confirmation, or if we're not really trusting.
So. The angels,
they're shafts of light.
They're shafts of light. Sometimes they're seen as spheres of light, of radiant light, and they will manifest in a form that you can relate to them as angels. They can put on the wings so you can see. You see, I'm an angel. You know?
Only once did I actually see like a 9-foot winged being
Yes.
like that, and I just guess I needed to see her like that.
Yes.
But
Yes.
now I just, the sparkles, and I know they're there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, this is called the angel of mercy and compassion. The angel of mercy and compassion, sky goddess Nut, N-U-T. They are androgynous beings, these light beings. In this particular instance, you have the feminine power of nurturing, but there's also a masculine aspect to her in the white area above the head there.
Maybe we can take a look at least one more.
Oh, this is the angels, the overlighting angels of the upward flow. This speaks of the feminine energy, or the goddess energy, as she flows upwards. This was seen in one of the Holy of Holies in the temples along the Nile.
So when you were in the Egyptian temples, that was like a life-changing experience for you?
Not necessarily, no. I'll tell you where it would be life-changing for me, and that would be China.
China.
Ancient China. See, I really feel like I had been a Taoist in China, in some particular time in China. This that we're looking at right now, this is the masculine energy of the Father presence that flows downwards. And in a particular place called the Holy of Holies in the Temple of Hathor. They were protecting the initiates.
When you say the Temple of Hathor, how did it get that name? Because we've, done shows with people, with the Hathor energy, and it's like...
Yes.
So is that the same place it got its name from, as far as you know?
I think so. I really don't know very much about...
You just know the name.
I'm not erudite about
Right.
all of the facts, historical facts about Egyptology and etc. etc. I tend to skim over a lot of details and get to the essence of things.
Right, I know what you mean.
And keep it simple.
Right, that's my motto. Keep it simple, stupid. It's the only way I've been able to
I
figure
like
out how
to
to
keep it simple. Yeah.
Right.
Just love,
Right.
Love.
Absolutely.
If even I never knew about the masters or the angels, if I just love
Experience the love.
everything around me and everyone around me and everything between us,
Right.
the space between us, if I can feel love and radiate that love, then I'm fulfilling my soul purpose.
So you feel like there's a real simplicity of that.
Yes.
And we have a tendency to make things...
We have a tendency to complicate things, and try to put knowledge,
layers and layers between love.
Yes,
and,
exactly.
Right.
And we miss the essence.
But that's
Miss
what
the
the
truth.
angels are teaching us.
That's what the
Actually,
angels are teaching us, yes.
So that's the other side, is that they're teaching, the masters and angels are teaching us how to do
yes. Masters teach in a different way to angels. Angels reflect to us, like mirrors, our own divine nature, whereas the masters will come along and speak to us on a more verbal communication. This is my impression anyway.
So, basically we're coming to the end of the show, and we're coming to the end of the third season. So, on behalf of Estancia, I'd like to thank Arthur for coming. He flew in from Austin, Texas to be on this show, and it's a real honor. And as I said to open the show, it's been a real honor to be here and to do this show and to have all the responses and the positive responses that we've had really from across the country. And really, I'm like awestruck by the love and the encouragement we've gotten. So God bless you. Thank you. We'll be back, and good night.